secrets of different bills. Hey, Uncle Demi, you need it, I got it listed here. You wanna make it, I'll show you just how to make it here. I got all the rarest bills, and I ain't done yet. Went from the finish to making bills like a prospect. Flow space and slashes to catching us with a lot of threat. You keep the medals cause the real one's coming up next. Only scratch the surface. Still they try to drag my name in dirt. They try to bring me down. See me winning. You ain't like me then.
Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite uncle, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, right? Today I'm gonna show you how to make the ultimate 610 slasher build, but before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, as like the video, push the video to the recommended, and of course subscribe and put your note again for my daily uploads. Without further ado, let's hop straight into this video. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what position you go with, but I'm gonna go small forward. Put me at 6'10". By going small forward, it basically will never put you at center if you're running reg. Like, you'll either be a small forward or a power forward, which is kind of how you want this to be. Ideally, you want to be at the small forward position at all times, but it will put you at power forward sometimes, which is not going to be an issue. You just don't want to be center, okay, at all, right? So anyway, we're going 6'10", 214 pounds to make sure we get that 80 speed with the 80 speed period, and then we're going with the 7'5" wingspan. So we're not going 7'6", we're going one tier down to be able to get the 7'5" wingspan. Okay, now what we're gonna do here speed is we're gonna go all the way to 80. It's gonna be a massive advantage that you have in the open court, running down the floor against other power forwards, definitely power forwards or centers. And again, I always try to at least with my 6'10" and unders get to 80 speed. Okay, then we're gonna go 75 with our agility. We're gonna go 73 with our strength. This is important because we want to get the strong handles on gold, and then we'll go 80 on the vert. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory here with the physicals. Now when it comes to the finishing, we're about to go pretty crazy with this. Okay, so we're going all the way up to 80 on our driving layup. We really want to go 80 on the driving layup to get the Giannis layup package. That requires an 80. So you will be able to get the best 6'10" and up layup package in the game with Giannis. You will get the physical finisher on silver. And then, of course, you'll eventually get your area wizard on Hall of Fame in a second. But this is important here. Then we'll go 75 on our close shot, which eventually will give us the silver hook shot specialist in a second. We're going 89 on the driving dunk. Excuse me. But you will use your 4 cap breakers here to get this to 93 to give you your posterizer on gold. I've been saying this for a long time. Gold posterizer is really the sweet spot. You just don't need to waste any more attributes, right? Gold posterizer is the wave, okay? Then we're gonna go 86 on our standing dunk, and you already know we'll use 4 cap breakers here to get this to 90. And I can just show you real quick, by going 90, you will get the elite big man contact dunks, and you also will be able to get rise up on gold. All right, so we're just trying to save, we're trying to avoid 90, right? We're trying to avoid getting into that 90 realm because that is a lot of attributes that's going to eat up your overall rating. Okay, so we're going to go 4 cap breakers on driving dunk, 4 cap breakers on standing dunk, and that opens up those dunk packages for us. Then we'll go 80 on the post control. If you're a slasher, it just makes sense to have the ability to get, to be able to drop step or post spin somebody that you have the advantage of. So that's the reason why we're rocking with it, okay? But we're still gonna go 80 on our mid-range. Now by going on the 80 mid-range, you see you get your post fade phenom on gold, which is gonna be very important. You also get your set shot specialist on silver, and then we'll go 76 here because I feel like 76 is kind of like the best sweet spot again for a 3-point shot. You go 76, and then like I always say, get your lethal zones in the corners, right? Get your lethal zones in the corners, and just be aware when you're picking and popping or whatever you're doing, just go run to that corner, hit those open threes, man, and you should be hitting at a very high rate. And I always say, use pro stick shooting. Use your pro stick. 2K put in the game for a reason, and by them putting in the game, they don't want that to be a waste mechanism, so they're gonna make sure they reward you by using it. So make sure you're using your pro stick, okay? We're going 80 on the free throw to be able to, obviously hit my shots in the rec. And then now for the playmaking side, we're going 65 on the pass accuracy. We're going the lowest possibly can without hurting the build, right? You get your break start on bronze, but 65 is the lowest. Don't ever go any lower than 65, right? 65 is the lowest. And again, that's just kind of just understood, right? Like you go around in the community, 65 is about as low as you want to go for most of your slasher builds. Then we're gonna go 75 with our ball handle, right? 75 ball handle will give us the ankle assassin on bronze, handles on days on bronze, unpluckable on bronze, but the big one here, you get your strong handles on gold, okay? Then we're gonna go 68 with the speed with ball to get that lightning launch on bronze, but you also will get the Zion Williamson dribble style, which is by far the best dribble style for big men, okay? So again, I always say I do not recommend you making a slashing build that can't dribble. That's why this build has to have the ability to face up from the triple threat, jab step, get to the basket, dunk on somebody, right? Or on the fast break, you're able to put the ball on the floor, right? If someone's pressing really hard, that strong handles, just flick up on the right joystick, and that's gonna give you one of those really unique strong handle animations to get them off you, okay? Now, defensively, you already know the vibes, man. We gotta have some defense here. So we are gonna go 75 on interior defense. We will go 78 on our perimeter defense. We already used 8 cap breakers, right? So you have 2 left over. But then as the seasons go on, I recommend continue to use these 2, and you just use 4 total here for your perimeter defense, and that will get your challenger on silver. I think that that's just good to be able to just keep on upping your perimeter defense, all right? And then on our steal, we're going up to 80 on the steal. This is going to give us the silver interceptor and your silver glove. So now you have silver badges here. Like I said, this is not going to be one of them slouch defensive, slasher builds. We will go 78 right here on the block. That 78 in the block will give you a high fly denier on silver. And then we're going to go up to 83 on our defensive rebound. By going 83, you see you get that pogo stick on silver. So now you have rebound chaser on silver, pogo stick on silver, and box out on silver. And then we'll go all the way up to 70 on our offensive rebound, okay? So if you ask yourself, what are some of the candidates to use in Max Plus Ones? I always recommend using your tier 1 Max Plus One on set shot specialist to get that on gold. That's gonna be very important in my humble opinion. And then of course, on the defensive side, look at using the Move One Forcer tier 2. Look at getting that Move One Force up to silver by using a tier 2 Max Plus One, right? I feel like those will be the most viable for you, especially if you're gonna be down there at the power forward, small forward position. But as you can tell, this build is gonna be absolutely legit, okay? Now, when it comes to the takeovers, I highly recommend looking at driver, as I'll give you the 83 ball handle with the 97 driving dunk. It's just pretty OP in my opinion. I've been using this basically for all my slashing type builds. But again, there's some other good ones here, and the other one is going to be not the Commander, not Mini Maestro, not Elevate. Where's it at? Dr. Duncanstein. This is for the driving dunk intervert. Okay, so and I'm saying standing dunk. So you'll have the 96 driving dunk, and of course you will actually end up having a 97 standing dunk because you will have a 90 standing dunk by using your cap breakers. So this right here, the Dr. Duncanstein, is going to be really dope in the fact that it basically gives you the driving and standing. So that can be one that I also recommend, especially if you're somebody that's not really into dribbling. Look at that. But I believe that these two, Dr. Duncanstein and driver, is the one that you want to take a look at. And then of course, here you have my nephews and nieces. To me, this is the ultimate slasher build. But again, I'm very curious to hear what you have to say. So let me know in the comment section what you think about the build. What would you change differently? What you like, what you didn't like? But as you can see, it comes out as a versatile defender. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really soon on the banger, man. When I say back soon on the banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.